Imagine being told this: you have less than 15 years, no modern technology, and your mission is to conquer most of the known world, not just survive, not just rule a kingdom, but reshape history itself. Now, here's the shocking part. Someone actually did it. Before the age of 33, his name was Alexander the Great, and his story doesn't just begin with victory, it begins with the fall of another giant. Not long before Alexander rose to power, the mighty Achaemenid Empire dominated the ancient world. It stretched across 3 continents. It had systems, roads, and strong governance, but it also had a weakness. It had grown too large, too stretched, and in 330 BCE, it fell. Not slowly, not over generations, but through the force of one rising power, Macedonia. Located just north of Greece, Macedonia was not always seen as powerful, but it had something others didn't. A strong military culture, disciplined soldiers, and leaders who understood strategy. It was also deeply influenced by Greek ideas, philosophy, education, and culture. This combination created the perfect foundation for expansion, and at the center of it all was a young prince. Alexander was born the son of King Philip II. From a young age, his life was different. He wasn't just trained to fight, he was trained to think. His tutor, Aristotle, one of the greatest philosophers in history. Imagine growing up learning about science, philosophy, ethics, and strategy from one of the brightest minds the world has ever known. This shaped Alexander. He didn't just want to conquer land, he wanted to understand the world, to explore it, to connect it. At just 20 years old after his father's death, Alexander became king. Young, inexperienced by age, but incredibly prepared. And he moved fast. He secured his power, crushed rebellions, and united the Greek city-states under his control. Because he had a bigger goal. He wasn't thinking small, he was thinking empire. In 334 BCE, Alexander made his move. He crossed into Persian territory and began one of the most incredible military campaigns in history. He faced armies larger than his own, led by the Persian king Darius III. But Alexander had something powerful: strategy, speed, and bold decision-making. Battle after battle, victory after victory. He defeated the Persians, and with that, he didn't just win battles. He took control of one of the largest empires in the world. But he didn't stop there. Alexander kept moving, south into Egypt, where he was welcomed as a liberator. There, he founded a city that would become one of the most famous in history, Alexandria, a center of learning, culture, and trade. Then he moved east, through Persia, across deserts and mountains, into Central Asia, and eventually, into India. By 326 BCE, he had reached the edge of the known world. His empire stretched across 3 continents: Europe, Asia, Africa, and it had all happened in just over a decade. Think about that. What took other empires centuries, Alexander achieved in years. But here's where his story becomes even more powerful. Because Alexander didn't just conquer land, he spread culture. This is called Hellenism, the spread of Greek culture, language, and ideas across the regions he conquered. Wherever Alexander went, Greek influence followed, but it didn't erase local cultures. Instead, something new happened. Blending. Greek ideas mixed with Egyptian traditions, Persian customs, Indian knowledge. This created a new, shared cultural world. A world where ideas traveled more freely than ever before. Science advanced, philosophy spread, art evolved. This was not just an empire of land, it was an empire of ideas. And that's what made Alexander's empire truly remarkable. It was one of the fastest expansions in 32 years old, and just like that, everything changes. Because Alexander was not just a king, he was the center of the empire, the leader, the strategist, the unifying force. And without him, the empire had a problem. There was no clear successor, no strong system to hold everything together. And so, the empire that rose so quickly began to fall just as fast. Generals fought for power, territories split apart, and the unified empire disappeared. This reveals something important. Let's break down the strengths and weaknesses of Alexander's empire. Its strengths: brilliant leadership, rapid military success, cultural exchange through Hellenism, the ability to unite vast regions quickly. But its weaknesses? It depended too much on one person. There was no clear plan for succession. It grew too large too quickly to manage. And after Alexander's death, internal conflict tore it apart. Now let's compare. The Achaemenid Empire built strong systems of governance. It focused on administration and stability. Alexander focused on speed and conquest. The Roman Empire would later build long-lasting institutions, laws, governments, infrastructure, systems that could survive beyond one leader. Alexander's empire, in contrast, was powerful, but fragile. If you could see his empire on a map, you would watch it expand rapidly outward, from Macedonia, through Persia, into Egypt, across Asia, reaching India, like a wave moving across continents, fast, powerful, unstoppable, until it suddenly stopped. So what's the big idea? All empires follow a pattern: rise, expansion, peak, decline. But Alexander's empire shows something unique. The faster the rise, the faster the fall, because speed can build power, but systems are what sustain it. Now think about today. We live in a world shaped by cultural exchange. Ideas move across countries, languages mix, traditions blend. This is not new. It began thousands of years ago, with movements like Hellenism. In many ways, globalization today mirrors what Alexander started, a connected world. So what can we learn from this? That leadership matters, that vision can change the world, but also, that lasting success requires more than speed. It requires structure, planning, sustainability. Because even the greatest conqueror in history could not conquer time. He reshaped the world, spread ideas across continents, and built an empire unlike any before it. But in the end, his greatest achievement was not how fast he conquered. It was how deeply his influence lasted. Because long after his empire fell, his ideas remained. And those ideas still shape the world today. It stretched across 3 continents: Europe, Asia, Africa, 336 BCE, 334 BCE, 332 BCE, 330 BCE, 326 BCE, 323 BCE. It had grown too large, too stretched,